New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Welcome to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Your hosts are two girls who believe that life is awesome, that laughter heals, and that it's possible to find deep spiritual insights in everyday experience.
Here come the girls. It's more than practical. Here come the girls. Way more than merely factual. If you want to know the secrets of a life that's free, listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically.
Hello, hello, hello. It is. I'm Robyn Rice Olmsted.
I'm Dr. Natasha Wilson, and we are Girls Behaving Metaphysically.
We are very metaphysically behaving, very busy, apparently.
Yes.
So here's the deal. We would love it if you would love us by liking us or putting something in the chat, letting us know you're out there, letting us know where you're coming in from. We are on two opposite sides of the earth. Today I am in Carlsbad, California. I always have to stop and think. I have to look around and go, where am I? It's really it's really interesting though, because I really feel like I never know where I am anymore. I'm sure that's some deep metaphysical thing we should dive into, but anyway, not today. I'm in California, and Natasha?
I'm in Australia. Today I'm in a place called Caboolture, which is north of Brisbane, which is where I usually am. Yay.
Yay. So, yeah, technology. You gotta love it.
Yes,
anyway,
yes.
So let us know where you're listening from, and yeah, we're just two girls who believe that everything is metaphysical, that there is no place where spirit is not. Even on those days when you are having a rough time finding it, there's a reason and a season and a way why it's out there. Somewhere there's a reason. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so to that avail, we like to start our show by pulling a card, because this is what metaphysical girls do, right?
Well,
metaphysical people.
After we pull the card, I really want, there's a thing that occurred to me as I was driving into work today that I think is really, I know most of the people who watch this, they don't need evidence to know that there is a greater consciousness, the unifying consciousness, the unifying field that we're all living, having our being in, that connects us, that we don't have to think about, that kind of just coordinates everything in the background. And I just want to I have an example of that's directly connected to our show today. So let's pull the card and then we'll talk about it.
All right. Am I pulling the card or are you?
I only have tarot cards. I'm happy to pull one.
Okay. We are limited to cards today, so there are going to be interesting cards. I have inner peace cards, which are Dr. Wayne Dyer cards. Or I also have this weird box of cards that is a chat pack, and it's different things to start a conversation. So I just happen to find that here on my shelf in case we want to start a conversation.
Yeah, so Robyn, choose.
Well, I'm gonna pull a inner peace card, because God knows I need inner peace today. I'm having
Okay.
computer issues, and you know, it's now the computer is like the car or the phone. I mean, it's like if you have a computer issue, it's like you're crippled. You can't do anything else. And my computer is wanting to type its own thing. So I put in like, you know, the letter A and it types in CVM. I'm like, no. So we are it
Yeah,
is
Mercury is in
been
retrograde. Mercury is in retrograde. Okay, so I spilled apple juice on my iPhone. My daughter's still home recouping from her surgery. I had a car accident. I'm wearing a back brace today. Look, it's all happening.
all righty. Well, usually Mercury in retrograde usually does not bother me. I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't even get it, but I guess I'm taking it on for time gone by. All right, here it is. Oh, this one says, my destiny is mine to control. I don't know where the camera is there. My destiny is mine to control. And the backside says, when you acquire enough inner power and feel really positive about yourself, it's almost impossible for you to be controlled and manipulated by anybody else.
Yes. Yes. I love it. I love it. I'm actually reading a book right now about authentic power and like what it is. So power, like where our soul, like authentic power is your soul aligned, your soul's purpose aligned with your actions and your choices is authentic power. And so I really love this because so much of what we see in our world is constant power play. Like it's almost like that's what we evolved to do as human beings. Our limited like earthliness loves playing around with power, manipulating power, everything that's happening in the political world. Well, that's what politics means. It means power, movement of power, manipulation of power. So it's sometimes really hard to feel like your destiny is yours to control when we're having life inside of all these systems that are vying for the use of our power. So I really like this reminder.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, I was listening to what you're saying. You know, my first thought, of course, is, oh, it's just telling me not to be so whiny about my damn computer. But, you know, on the one hand, I think that's true. And I think, you know, the larger picture truly is, you know, I mean, I'm super clear. I mean, it's been a week for me about just that, you know, about really, taking back my power in a lot of ways, you know. So.
Like, what do you mean? Taking back your power in a lot of ways.
Just being clear about, you know, where I'm, you know, I think that when we have, we all have themes in life, right? About,
Yes.
you know, whether it's that I'm not worthy or I feel abandoned or I'm, you know, I don't know, give me some more.
I'm not worthy is like one of the big ones.
Right. But there's other, I mean, there's other
shame.
ones.
I mean, fear of disconnection, which is what shame is. Yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah, all those kind of things. So, you know, my story generally goes under the heading of feeling abandoned, you know. And so, you know, it's not bad. I'm used to it. I've, you know, I've worked with it. It's not like I live there or anything, but I'm aware of it, you know. And so just going back to that theme, I mean, it just happened to come up this week in talking to somebody just about just about, all of the ways. I mean, I was thinking about the ways that I abandon myself, even just letting, just the small things like, when I'm trying to decide what do you want to eat with somebody, and I'm like, yeah, anything's okay. Well, is anything really okay? You know what I mean? Just those things. Like I never am like, Chinese food sounds great. It's not like, because I just don't think about it like that, because I'm so used to having been there, to being there for people. So so my destiny is mine to control. Just that plays into all of those places and those things.
No, I hear you. I think, I like to call it like sort of like my core wound that that I need to care for. I think consciously is feeling alone and feeling like I'm doing everything alone, or like it's the whole nobody's really there for me. So if I'm gonna make something happen, like I gotta do it. And I think a lot of that for me shows up and plays out in my intimate relationships. Not so much in my friendships, but in my intimate relationships. I mean, I would say my marriages, but not just them. But that's where it plays out the most for me, is in my marriage relationships, and maybe it's why I've been married so many times. So there we go.
Yeah,
because I'm still working it out. Because again, I think so from my life this week, and I feel like this is a very, very personal sharing. Like this came up for me. I told you I had like a car accident. I couldn't get my partner on the phone when it happened. My daughter was at home, she's recovering. My other daughter was at school, and then I'm in the rain, and I can't get him. And so I just go into, I'm by myself. I got to fix everything. I can't really do, this is, but it really came up in me strong, because the other story that comes along with that is they're not on my side. They don't want me to win. Like all that kind of stuff. And so my destiny is mine to control. Really, the work I've been doing is coming back into like authentic power. Whatever happens or doesn't happen in my life is not because of anybody that I'm married to, is what it's the thing that I had to come back to.
Right.
And sort of giving my power away in that way, which it always leads to some sort of conflict, whether it's internal conflict or external conflict. And coming through it, I think it is coming back to like authentic power, and you said it as taking your power back. And I think for me, it's like realizing my power was never it never went anywhere, right? It's my perception of my power. And so, yeah, my destiny is mine to control is huge, because I think it's easy to blame. Or try to.
Yeah, I think we always we like to think it's out there that if this doesn't happen this way, then that won't happen. We like to make it contingent on other things, when if the bottom line is really it's ours to control, then it's just ours to control. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm wondering, like, how would you put that card into play, with global events and with politics and with things out there?
I feel like that's a big question. My destiny is mine to control. I feel like if just looking at, honestly, I'm not even that up to speed with what's happening in politics, because I've been avoiding the news because of the Olympics. Because my beautiful nephew, who decided to leave this incarnation, was supposed to be in the Olympics. And so I'm like, I don't know what's going on anywhere. But the last time I had a little glimpse of the U.S. media, anyways, Joe Biden dropped out of the election. Kamala Harris is in. There seems to be an energy surging in people around, at least the people in my circles, anyways, around even though the people in my circle, like their first choice might have not been like Kamala Harris, they're now excited, especially with her VP pick. They're really excited with like the pair of them. So I don't know. I think it's interesting because I watch people in my circle in the US be really down because of what was happening politically. And then now all of a sudden people are having a big uptick in their energy and feeling like things are possible again. So like I said earlier, I think it's really hard for people to feel like their destiny is theirs to control when we are having our life inside of so many different social and political systems that are all vying for the use of our power.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. But I think I take it a step further, because I think when I'm looking at my destiny is mine to control, it really doesn't have anything to do with politics or anything else. And politics is a great example, because if you go down the slippery slope of, but what if, and if my candidate doesn't win, and what's going to happen in the world, and we go back to my destiny is mine to control, then it's really not about that. It's about how I react to that.
Absolutely.
And so if we're going down the rabbit hole and getting stuck in the thing, then we've lost control anyway of anything. So it's about, can we keep our attention, on us, on spirit, on what's in front of us, as opposed to the, appearance of, whatever is happening.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only way the joke is control, I'm sure. Your spirit's like, yeah, right. But, in order to have any control, it's us choosing how we're going to react. Right.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Reaction isn't a choice, but a response is. And, one of the things I keep coming back to power, which I know, like in that card, there was some mentioning about inner power, which to me means authentic power. But whenever we even think about control, they're always put together. Like, I'm sure you've heard of the power and control wheel. Yeah. So power and control, they always go hand in hand. And so in order to know that your destiny is yours to control, then you have to have an authentic assessment of your power. Power and control go together. And I think, like, if I'm moving from authentic power, then I know my destiny is mine to control when I'm moving from authentic power. When I'm not looking to others, not just in terms of how they manipulate their power for control, but how I move with purpose, meaning my soul's purpose and the choices I make. Am I making choices from love? When I'm making choices from love, I'm making choices from authentic power. When I'm making choices from authentic power, I am in control of my destiny. Now, I'm not saying I'm in control of outcomes, but I'm in control of my destiny, and that's two different things. And I think that the line between them can be very thin, this sense of like destiny and this sense of outcomes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a lot to think about. Oh.
Well, I like to think. It's what I do best. That and feel a bunch of stuff.
Oh, feel. Well, I think we should take a break and we should think and feel about coming back right after these words from New Thought Media Network.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center, Ottawa, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for being part of the New Thought Media Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Welcome to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Your hosts are two girls who believe that life is awesome, that laughter heals, and that it's possible to find deep spiritual insights in everyday experience.
Here come the girls. It's more than practical. Here comes the girls. Way more than merely factual. If you want to know the secrets of a life that's free, listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically.
Hello, welcome back to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. I am Robyn Rice Olmsted.
I'm Dr. Natasha Wilson. So glad to be back from the break.
Yes, very glad to be back from the break with our theme song music by the fabulous Ray Davis. We love that little jingle there. So here we are. What are we going to talk about now?
Well, I thought you said you have those cards, those chat cards.
Yes, I do. They're weird.
How weird?
Well, hold on. Here you go. If you had to wear a button with a maximum of 6 words on it describing your outlook on life, what would your button say?
Oh, that's not weird. That's fun.
Mine would
do something fun.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell me what your button would say?
Well, no, let me think about it first. You were getting ready to say yours.
Mine would say none of your business. It's just the way it is. It would.
Okay.
All right. If I had to be positive, it would say
You don't have to be positive.
Love the one you're with. I don't know. I don't know. Love and peace and harmony.
I'm not buying it, but that's okay. And remember I said that I wanted to quickly share a little bit about today.
Yes, I do. But wait, you're really not going to give it. You have to give a button.
I am going to give my button, okay? But let me tell my story and then I'll give my button because then maybe it'll all make sense.
Yeah? All right.
Okay. Yep. So today, well, last week we didn't record live because my daughter was having surgery and you were out of town. And I know we had like a conversation and our conversation was about, you know, like I'm working in the clinic now full days and, you know, let's have a brainstorm. Let's have a think about what we do moving forward. Cause I definitely can't do the cocktail theme while I'm in the clinic. But I know, so there was a miscommunication. So when I called you today, I was calling you just to sort of meet, not to go on air today, but it's funny because this is what I mean, how everything, there's something bigger working all the time. So I do not usually get up and put on makeup. I don't bring this computer into the one I'm doing the show on now. I don't usually bring cards. I don't do any of that when I'm coming into the office. But in my packing today, I just packed everything. And I put on some makeup, but just because I just wanted to feel a little better because I'm not getting sleep because my daughter, I have to manage her pain, which means every 4 hours, including through the night, I have to get up to give her pain meds before the pain kicks in because then she won't take them. So I'm like rocking the dark circles and everything. So, and then I talked to you and you're like, no, we're live today. I was like, okay, that's not what I thought, but I got everything I need to do it. So anyways, and I did all the things I would have done if we were. So that's what I mean. Like, that's okay. Like everything, there's something managing it all. Like there's something bigger than my Apple Calendar and my text messages and my spilled apple juice on my phone, not getting message, like something greater is always working. Yep. So that was my little story.
Okay. And now what's your title?
My buttons. So my buttons would say, so it's just words, right? It doesn't have to be a sentence like yours. Yours is like none of your business or stay out of my business.
I didn't say stay out of it. I said none of your business. It's different to me. We're making this up as we go, so you don't have to ask rules. Go ahead, just go.
It would say, I'm writing, so it would say universal human in the making.
Aww. I want to give a shout out to Reverend Carlton T-Bout out there. Thank you so much. AWO back at you, brother.
What's that mean?
It means arms wide open.
Aww.
Because Carlton and I used to sing in the Agape Choir together, and there were just moments where we had to take a breath, put arms out, and just breathe.
Don't spill any apple product juice on apple products.
There's that. It's so funny. Yeah. So anyway, okay. So yeah.
Okay, what do you think about my button?
Universal, what? Human in the making?
Human in the making. Yeah.
I think it's great. I guess for me, a button, I'm an introvert. So like, even that, like universal human in the making, I'm like, it's not their business if they don't already know that for me. So, but I like it. I think yours is a good warning sign who's coming. I do. I'm not trying to be funny.
Warning sign of who's coming.
Well, it is.
Oh my God. I didn't think about the button being a warning sign about who's coming.
Well, I'm
Okay.
just saying, if I read the button, I'd be like, okay, I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's a perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And none of your business is a perspective.
it is. It is. But I mean, sometimes I just feel like I don't want to. I don't want to
Yeah.
share.
Yeah.
I just want to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and I don't. Even if I share, I don't always want to announce. So I
Mm.
probably wouldn't even wear the button. So that's my
Okay.
story. Yep.
Okay. So choose another card. Maybe we'll get something kind of morose.
Morose. All right. If you were a multimillionaire, where would you be, and what do you believe you would be doing at this very moment?
If I were a multi-millionaire, where would I be and what would I be doing? I would probably be on a beach. I would probably be playing with my daughters somewhere in the South Pacific on a beach, taking regular naps.
Nice.
That's what I do. The dads would be doing today.
How about you all out there? Add in what you would be doing if you were a multimillionaire. If I was a multimillionaire right now, what I feel like I'd be doing is today's an animal shelter day, so I think I would be taking care of lots of animals that didn't have a place to be, and
Hmm.
um, just kind of hanging out there.
Hmm.
I mean, I think for what came up for me with that question is not so much about where I would be or what I would be doing, but how I would feel and the things that I wouldn't have to be doing,
Hmm.
or I wouldn't have to be thinking about. So just the fact that I really wouldn't have to be thinking about as much about what's next or when I had to be, somewhere to do something in order to make ends meet kind of thing.
Hmm.
I think that that's where I would be.
Hmm. That's real talk.
All right, and our producer says he'd be broadcasting shortwave with 1 million watts. That sounds very exciting.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
I don't either, but anything where you have a million of them sounds like it would be exciting, right?
1,000,000 watts? That sounds intense because that's like a measurement of energy. So that sounds intense. But given that the original question we talked about, well, it was about control, but to me, I can't talk about control without power, but the card itself also talked about power. So watts is a form of power. So 1,000,000 watts sounds like a lot of power, sounds intense.
Yeah,
Lots of power, lots of potential.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Okay, I'll do one more. Let's see. Um, if you were told that you could watch only one television show a week for the next 12 months, which show would you choose to watch?
You first.
Oh, I so don't care. Like, I mean,
Robyn, that's like your vibe today.
no, but I mean, no, but but there's, like TV shows are not, there's nothing I'm like, oh, I love this show. I mean, my first thought was like, The Voice or American Idol. And then I was like,
Mm,
yeah, I don't know.
mm,
And then I was thinking about like the shows I'm watching, but nothing is, I guess, mm, I guess I'd have to say that if I could only watch one show for the year, it's not a television show though, but these cards were probably geared toward television, I would watch Rockin' the Love on New
Aw,
Thought Media Network.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
What about you?
So because I'm reading this book and I'm rereading this book on universal humanity and authentic power, I have been paying attention, like even the shows that I tend to like Bridgerton and Queen Charlotte and Game of Thrones and whatever the new Game of Thrones spinoff is that I was sort of obsessing over. It's all about power moves. Everything is about power moves. Like human beings are obsessed with power. Coming now, but it would be the Golden Girls.
That's fun. That's
Yeah.
fun. Is that your client?
Yes, Universal Humans. Today is a short day for me. I'm so sorry. But
That's okay.
I will be back soon. But Robyn got this. And it's not abandonment.
Oh, it's okay. Even if it is, it's all right. Because we didn't have time to tell our producer that this was going to happen. So I'm going to just ask him to step in your place.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I love you people. Okay.
Okay.
Peace and blessings, everybody.
See you next week.